Good morning from Camp Bay campsite. Not sure if you can hear me over the sound of the rain on this fiberglass roof, but here we are. I left a lot of my stuff hanging in here, including my food bag. I hung my food bag. I could see evidence of mice, possums, weka here, so just to be safe, I hung my food bag, put everything in the plastic bags that I had left, and put it inside my backpack, which is good because I'm pretty sure I have like a pinhole puncture in the floor of my tent. There were a few mini puddles of water on the floor of my tent. Thankfully, my sleeping pad elevated me above the puddles, but my quilt did get kind of soaked around the edges. It is what it is, which is something I say to myself a lot out here. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm an oldest child, slightly type A personality, and there's just a lot that you cannot control out here. I cannot control the weather. I cannot control if things go wrong inside my tent. I can just manage those things. Something that did surprise me last night was the sound of the wind. It seems we're in a sort of wind tunnel here. I've been in places where you can kind of hear that wind coming and going, and in this specific tent site, I could hear the wind like a train moving over me or next to me, and it would sometimes miss the tent, but sometimes my tent would be right in the way of that wind train, and it would just shake the tent. Thankfully, this isn't the kind of ground that gets wet and then loose. It's sort of a clay substance, so it really held my stakes even with crazy wind gusts like that. I did notice a few trees looked like they were kind of starting to break off, and I thought, nope, that is not what you want to camp under during a storm. That would be my luck. I have already packed up my tent. I kind of ran back under the covering with it when the rain started picking up, so my stakes are still on the ground out there. I haven't used the toilet yet this morning, just kind of waiting for the rain to chill out. And I think the reality of my situation is dawning on me. I knew the forecast was heavy rain, but this rain it's heavy. Weird how that happened. It was very slippery coming down here last night, and it hadn't even rained for a few days. A lot of mud. Again, that clay substance that grows this like greenish algae or moss sort of thing over it that makes it double slippery. Climbing out of here today and then continuing on is going to be a wet, slippery mess. I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to be able to show y'all very much of the hike today because I'm going to have to put my phone away and keep it dry. This is the day that we are crossing the washed out area of the trail. I looked again at the pictures that Doc sent me, and I'm trying to imagine what it will look like after this heavy rain and during this heavy rain. Thinking of trying to jump across or climb down to certain areas and climb out of them with the slippery mess that will probably be waiting for us. Worst case, we don't make it to the lodge. I have to come back and grab a water taxi. Unfortunately, the water taxis only go one direction. So if I had wanted to charter from here, Camp Bay, over to the lodge, it would have been $550, not in the budget. For a normal price, I can catch one of those water taxis, but it wouldn't take me towards the direction I'm going. It would take me all the way to Picton, and I would be done. So I'm really trying to avoid that if possible. I want to finish these final kilometers of the Araroa. I'm also loving the Queen Charlotte track. After today, the weather totally clears out. It is supposed to be gorgeous the next 2 days. Thanks for hanging out with me for this breakfast tea chat here that we're having. I choose this. Woo, here comes the wind. I'm definitely going to wear my rain jacket and rain pants probably the whole day today. It's a little over 7 miles to Furneaux Lodge, at least the turnoff for it, and then I think you walk a little ways down. The sky is actually surprisingly drying out a good amount, but I have to put this in my liner along with my sleep clothes, so I have to figure out a way to pack it that keeps my sleep clothes from also getting damp and wet from this. Just those things to think about, because having dry clothes after you've been wet and cold all day is really important. There's a lot of variables for how today is going to go, but the one thing that's guaranteed is everything is going to get wet. So I think we'll finish breakfast, pack up, and head on to trail. I will definitely try to show y'all when we get to the washout if it's not raining heavily and I can safely get out my phone, that sort of thing. Let's see how this goes. Thank y'all for being here for a very rainy day on the Araroa Queen Charlotte track. To the washout. Looks pretty crazy, guys. All right, we gotta get this done. Whoa, rain. The rain just let up enough for me to take my phone out, even though it's gonna get soaked. I was crossing the washout and the branch I was crossing on broke. Fell into the washout, but only one of my legs. Stayed calm, was able to pull myself up onto the culvert thing, and we made it. It was very slippery, very crazy. Definitely everything out here is in flood now. Track has been up to my shins deep out here and fast flowing on trail. So yeah, I think we're getting close to the lodge. So I'm gonna put y'all away. So sorry I haven't been able to share more. It has been a wild day, y'all. Woo! Okay, let's get there. Thank you so much for taking a walk with me. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more adventures ahead.